Hello and welcome to a new video. So today I'm going to show you the second part of how to get Mastodon toots from Substack nodes. So you can have a look at the first part here. And so this is my current setup. So on the left I have my Mastodon profile. This is a test profile. Okay. This is not my usual profile. I use it for development. So as you see here now it's empty. And on the right I have my Jekyll blog, still running in development mode at the moment. And this is the Substack nodes atom feed file, the one that is automatically generated using the Substack embed codes. Okay, so let's start with the script, because there's a script, and let's see what happens when we run it. This is the project. I called it just atom to toot. Okay, because I don't know how to call it. So this is still an experimental script, but it works, and I'm using it in production. So okay, let's see when we run it what happens. Okay, so if you see here, we already have our first post, and in a few seconds the next post will come up. So how this works is that the script reads the content of this atom feed file, goes through each entry, and adds it to a queue. Okay, yeah, if you see here, I already have the second post. Okay, and then each element in the queue is published. In this case, every 30 seconds, but in production I set it every 1 hour. Now every 30 seconds the script is going to check if there are new entries in this file, and if there are new entries it's going to add them in the queue. Okay, so if you see here now it's doing all its job. Okay, sleeping for 30 seconds before fetching new feeds. Okay, so now I interrupted the script. I'm going to show you just the configuration, okay, how it works. So we have our main feed URL, which is this one here. Of course, you can add more than one feed at the time if you want to repost different stuff. Then I decided to use Jinja templates, so I could in the future maybe if I want to mix different feeds, I can use a template, so I don't have to manually edit the code, which is very tedious, and this one is very convenient. Okay, and then we have, of course, the access token and the base URL. So this is the URL of my Mastodon instance. The toot length, I think it should be always 500 characters, if I'm not mistaken. This token, you can generate it from your profile. If you go to the settings, the settings here. Okay, then you go into development, click here on new app. Okay. This is what I did, and then this one here is the atom to toot app. Okay, so these are the tokens I used. So the access token is this one. Okay, starts with I. Yeah, it's this one here. Okay, because here I'm using a Mastodon Python Mastodon library. I'm going to show you in a moment. So yeah, that's it for the configuration. And maybe the intervals, okay, are important, especially if you have lots of feed. You wouldn't want to spam the Fediverse with lots of feed at the same time. So maybe instead of 30 seconds, you can put 1 hour. Okay, so 3,600 seconds. So now let's see the script. Okay, so as I said, we're using the Python Mastodon library, this one here. Here I set the token and my instance URL. Then we have a queue for all the toots, for the unsent toots. Okay. Then we start from the main function here. So yeah, I just use some logging so I can see what happens. And then we are using an APS scheduler, I think it is, yeah, if I remember correct. Yeah, APS scheduler, background scheduler. So this is going to trigger the toots to be sent every 1 hour, for example. Okay, then we have a while true loop. So this is never going to exit. So this is like a daemon thing script. Okay, so what it does here is that we are looking at all the feeds in the configuration I showed you earlier. Then we are filtering the feeds. Filtering, I mean processing the feeds and cleaning them up. This is this function here. Okay, so we have the feed URL. Okay, I'm using the usual feed parser Python library, which is the most commonly used for this task. It's a very good library. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing some string cleaning and I'm extracting the link. This is the link to the Substack note, not to my blog. Okay, if you can see it here on the bottom left corner of the screen, this is the Substack link. Okay, and this is true for every toot. Okay. Anyway, once we have the link, we need to compute the correct length because we need to truncate the content string. So if you see here, yeah, these ones are all less than 500 characters. Okay. Each link by default occupies 23 characters. Okay, so all links are counted as 23 characters, no matter how long they actually are. So there is no need to use a link shortener to save characters. In fact, using a link shortener is actively discouraged. This description is available here on this official Mastodon documentation page. Okay, and so yeah, we have to compute the correct length to avoid overflowing the toot. Then we're going to add it to the entries. Okay, and we are going to render the Jinja template with the content and with the link. So if you remember, this is our Jinja template with the content and link variables. Yeah, we also have our final queue, which is here, and we are going to need to compute the hash of each toot. And we also have, of course, the content, which is the one which is published on Mastodon. So why do we need the hash? Because we need to avoid duplicate toots. So let's see the hash file. Okay. So this one here is a JSON lines file containing the hash of the toots. So each line is just represent a toot, a Mastodon toot. So it's nothing really strange going on here. But this step is very important to avoid resending duplicate content. So we need to filter those out. Yeah, no, this is not very efficient, but it does the job for the moment. I don't have thousands of toots, so it's fine for the moment. And we have here the send toot. Okay, the send toot function. Here we have our queue where we pop I think this is the last element, right? Because it's a queue, it's not a stack. And then we have the scheduler. Okay, so the scheduler schedule this function here to be run every toot feed interval seconds. And yeah, I think that's it really. This is very useful because it enables you to save lots of time. Yeah, of course there are other solutions for this, but I wanted to do one myself because it was fun, and I think it's all for this video. And if you liked it, put a thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, bye bye.